Welcome to LilBJessup. In this video, I'm going to show you how I put all these lights in this shop. I am not an electrician, so this is my disclaimer. I did it with a little bit of knowledge that I had. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the video. Alright, so hopefully by that intro, I got this working. Future Brandon, you figured out electricity. You got this. As you can currently see, this is without any lights on. I've mainly been powering everything in the garage via an extension cord up to the automatic garage door, because that's an outlet that's working. Well, I'm going to be adding a lighting circuit. I've got these 4 LED lights. They're 3200 lumens. They weren't actually a bad price. I got them on sale for, I want to say, like 14 bucks a piece at Walmart. Bargain buying. I then got everything I needed to add in some outlets, some extra wire using 12-2. Just all the essentials. What I'm working with is a 50 amp box. Old stuff. The box is fed by a 10-2 wire, so that's safely in the ballpark of, I think I have about 30 amps I can work with. That box right there goes to the house, which goes to a 20 amp breaker. So no matter what I do, if something goes wrong, it'll kill the power at the house, and I just flip it back on. My plan is to replace this Pyrex style wire right here and use that as my lighting circuit, and then add another one off that goes to right here and to the back wall, and that'll be my shop outlets. That's where I'll plug in my air compressor, my bench grinder, and my welder once I get it back from PJ. The other circuit that is on this box goes up to this light up here. So since I have 4 LEDs to work with, I'm going to figure out the optimal places to put them. Probably do one going here and over here. Maybe I think I'll do 2 over the workbench and then stagger these ones back a little farther. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the lights before I wire anything up. That way I know exactly where to put the outlets. So since there's a big height between my rafters, between like this one and this one, I had to mount the lights differently than how I normally do. It's nice and level, and let's see how bright these things are. That's bright. Don't look into it. One down. Alright, so I've got all the lights installed. What do you think looks better, this or this? Now the fluorescent has a lot more like warmth from the just surrounding, but the LED is a lot more crisp and refined. So I think I like the LED. I think it's better for cameras and whatnot. I'm still going to use this LED, not LED, it's fluorescent right above and kind of in the middle of the garage, just to have a nice warm glow ambient light everywhere, and LEDs all around. So this garage is going to be nice and lit up. But with that being said, I've got all the lights up. I'll show you where I put them. That's the first one I installed. Now I've got 2 over the bench and one like this one right here. The next step is to wire some outlets. But to do that, I have to turn off the power. Now to verify power is off, I'm going to stick a screwdriver in the outlet. I'm not going to do that, but it is off. I left this light on. There's no power going to the garage, so I can access this panel safely. So with the power off, I can start moving this. I think it's Pyrex is what it's called, but it's old. Just get it out of here. Don't need it. I'll replace that whole section. It goes all the way up. Well, up in the ceiling, into this box right here, and I'll just replace that whole run of it and use the rest of it, this stuff, as tie it back into there. So I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Do you think this will work?
Bro, I'm gonna have to start charging you for all this free electrical advice. When are we gonna go riding?
Yep. There's some wires in there. Alright, so here's inside the box. Once again, I am not an electrician. I forgot I need to add an area for the switch. Man, brick is hard. Alright, so I've tidied up the top part. I went ahead, these both had 30 amp fuses in them, and I dropped them down to 15 just because I'm running 15 amp outlets and I don't want to overload any circuits. This wiring is just a mess. Like, I've got the wire coming up. I'm going to have it go down and into this box and then go to an outlet, up, and to the lights. Alright, so I've got wire running to where my switch is going to go, and I ran the wire up and along. So instead of running the wire up above the rafters, where they could get caught by stuff, I ran it along the garage and up onto the rafter to where the box is, or where the first outlet is going to go for these two lights, this one and that one. And then I ran the wire all the way across to another box, and this is where this light and the other toolbox light will connect. This illuminates all of this old wire right here, and unfortunately it does illuminate this, but that wasn't really wired that well. It's kind of all just tied together and whatnot. I do need to wire up this box a little bit better. Right now they have the whites and the common grounds all tied together. I'm going to tie the grounds all together to themselves. That way it's nice and it's a separate ground circuit. That way it works good. But it's coming along. I'm not an electrician, but like I said, I know how to make stuff work. So yesterday you saw this thing, both the grounds were tied to this middle bar. I've since added a grounding, what's this thing called? This is a much safer option than having it how it was, so yay. Alright, so I just got my first outlet wired up. There it is up there. I just turned on the breaker at the house, so I'm curious to see what will happen if I turn that switch on. So there is power running to it. Whoa! I did it. I know electrical. Still got another outlet to wire up, so but yeah, that's nice. So now what I'm going to work on is I'm going to take this box right here, I'm going to move it down the rafter a little bit, because that box, it was tied to this wire, which was what I cut from the box. This box was tied at one going in, two coming out, one of which went to an outlet that's outside the garage, and the other one went to this outlet right here. I'm going to use this outlet just for like charging my DeWalt batteries and such, so nothing too big. And this outlet, well, this box right here, I plan to run a fan in that vent right there. Just my little purple fan down there. So I'm going to move this down, and I'll use this wire right here to pull the other one through this conduit. This whole thing was full of dead stink bugs. And the tying the wire together idea, that didn't work. There we go. Oh no. This outlet has been a brain tease. So I've got 3 grounds all tied together going to the outlet, and then there's 3 wires. So this is the feed, goes into the top, and then the 2 other ones that go to this outlet and the one outside. But this is the last outlet for the lighting circuit, so once I put this all back together, I should have lights everywhere, and I can work on tidying up everything, putting covers on, and calling it good for right now. Nice. Lights, 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 lights. Pretty good. Normally in the garage when I'm on camera, I can't see myself. So, like, look at that. You can see how ugly I am. Workbench is super illuminated. Got an outlet up there. If I want an angular light, that one's plumbed in. Everything's working. This is a success. I'm gonna put the covers on. Alright, with the lights on and installed, now I can go about installing the regular outlets for the welder, the air compressor, and the bench grinder. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have one outlet kind of near that corner right there. One back here for the trickle chargers and whatnot. One on this side of the bench, one right here. And one on this wall somewhere. So I've started the next phase of this work. I put up electrical boxes. I bought these little loops. I'm going to run the wire through them. Just keep it nice and tight. Hold it down to the wall. Perfectly safe.
Good morning. Last night I got all the I put in all the wire, so the next step is to wire up the outlets. So I haven't shown this yet, but wiring up an outlet is super simple. All you do is look at the back of it, and it says hot wire, and ground goes to the green, and the other one says CU wire, which stands for copper only, but that's where you put the whites. So hot wire is your black, the bare or green is the ground, and this is the white. So you just, there's a plate in here that pinches, the wire. So it's really just plug and play. And you just bend the wires to make it so the outlet will fit into the box. And of course you can't forget the cover. That's an outlet right there. Good to go. And here's the box all wired up. I just got to turn it on now and see if we get power to the outlets. Not too bad. Everything is separated. The ground's no longer going to go here. It's nice and safe, nice and isolated, all tied together. This should work pretty good. Well, outlets work. Well, everything works. Huge shout out to Tim for giving me advice along the way, and my dad. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without y'all's help. The lights have really made it so I can actually do some work in here. You know, it actually looks like a shop now, which is awesome. Got it all cleaned up. I went around and picked up everything, tidied it up. So now I can actually get into some work. In the next video, I'm going to be bringing the KDX, just fixing it up from the last race. I had got a lot of issues. If you made it this far, consider subscribing if you're not subscribed. Comment down below if you think I did everything right. If I did anything wrong, let me know. I'm not that knowledgeable with doing electricity, with doing electrical work, but I figured it out along the way. It's not too difficult. But thanks again for watching.
Dude, you keep asking me for so much electrical advice, I'm starting to think that you want me to come down there and just do it. When are we gonna go riding, man?
Thanks, Tim.